Wednesday. I don't have work tomorrow. I do have someone I want to introduce you guys to though, because I went on a walk and then it turned into an entire epic journey because I found this little guy. Yes, he is a real butterfly. I do not know if he will be alive in the morning, but I found him on my walk and he didn't want to leave me alone. Oh, see, he's saying hi. Didn't want to leave me alone, so I tried to drop him off a whole bunch of different locations. He didn't want to. He was on the side of the road and it was way too windy for him to fly. So I scooped him up, used my jacket like this, walked backwards to protect him, looked like a crazy woman. And yeah, I offered him sugar water, like honey water. He didn't want any. I offered him a variety of flowers. He didn't want any. A whole bunch of places I offered for him to get off at where it wasn't as windy, but he just would crawl up my finger more. So he has, like, these are all fake flowers because they're actually strong enough to hold him. The flowers I put him on outside, he kept like not being able to stay on them, so I think he might be dying. But that in there is a real daisy, so hopefully he gets some nectar from that and, like, rejuvenates himself a little bit if he is just tired. Yeah, I thought about just leaving him outside, and then I was like, you know what, if he is dying, he didn't want to leave me, so I'm gonna keep him inside next to me. But yeah, this is my little friend. I'm gonna go set him down now. Let him do his thing. I did look up a couple things on, like, what it means if a butterfly lands on you and stuff. And I'm like, damn, why is that hitting though? Why is that hitting? It's like embracing change and like discovering yourself and blah 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 blah. But yeah, sorry. I wish I wasn't so tired right now. I'm like freaking exhausted. It is 10 p.m. I meant to go live earlier, but it literally took me an hour, 45 minutes to walk him back home from what was supposed to be my short little walk. Turned into a big walk. How many steps did I hit? Almost 20,000 steps. 19,761 steps. I completed 278% of my goal of steps. I can't even show it to you. The only bad thing about this is the amount of calories you burn going on walks, and I'm trying to gain. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to gain weight right now, so I have to buy more muscle mass. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update on why I wasn't live earlier and why this stream's gonna be so short. And mainly it's because I'm super freaking tired from work. I've also been going to the gym almost every day because I've been trying to get ready for my ring girl thing that'll be occurring. I won't be fit. Um, so yeah. I take a drink every time Sequoia yawns. Yeah, I really wanted to play Dead Space, but I don't want to force myself to stay awake later than I need to. I may be doing a bit of a live stream in the morning. Coach Matt, thanks for the follow. How you doing? Where are you from? Happy Mir Moyer Wednesday / Thursday. Oh my goodness, no, it's gonna happen again. I'm so sorry. Hi. I don't know why I'm this tired. Like, I've been getting sleep. Probably not enough sleep. But I've been getting sleep. You got randomly put on my YouTube. Oh, did I? That keeps happening. Hey, fair enough. I will say the way that I have restream Twitch or YouTube, it does like push the like chat all shows up in one place, which is kind of nice. Some people think that I can't see chat from both platforms, but I do. That's why I do a stream, because I think too, especially if there's other people in chat, it's important for everyone to be able to read everything to communicate to each other. I'm from Canada. I'm from Vancouver Island, BC, Canada. So I'm like on the West Coast, right above Washington. I'm trying to get a work visa for the States right now, which apparently it's a bit of a shit show in the sense that the only two visas I can go for because of like what I'm going for what I'm going to the States to do. It's like you either have to go for a visa that's kind of for like influencers, but everyone's trying for those, which I am not an influencer. Let me freaking pretend. My job is not that. But that's kind of the visa route you have to go because it's for artists, and then the other one is for artists where it's like I can't remember what the right word is, but like because I have management in the States and they get a cut of my gigs, I'm like not just taking the money solely for myself, if that makes sense. Like getting the visa where it's like because I'm supporting a business in the States type dealio. Oh shit, I see. Oh, what time is it in Ohio right now? Every time I always want to mess up the proper pronunciation of Ohio. But yeah, it's a process. I have a meeting. 1 a.m. Holy shit. It's only 10 p.m. for me and I'm yawning this bad. I used to do like 24-hour streams or like stay up all night. Dancing Dog 60, thanks for the follow. How you doing? Happy Me or Moyer. Wednesday. I keep wanting to say Saturday. How's your Oh my gosh. How's your Wednesday/Thursday been treating you so far? As I know it's Thursday for sure for Coach Matt. But yeah, typically I'm not this tired. Life has just been crazy. Holy shit. Holy freaks. Hey, thanks for the 100 bits. I mean, fuck, I wish I had more energy. Typically, I'm like chugging an energy drink and I'm bouncing off the walls. Well, honestly, as of lately, it's just kind of been like chilled out streams. But I mean, I still ramble. I still ramble a good bit. But hey, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Where are you from? How's your day/evening been going? Also, Coach Matt, did you just wake up? Or are you just like struggling, not really focusing on falling asleep? You know, the fucky thing is I'll get into bed at like 9 or 10 and I'll be like, hey, I'll go to bed early tonight. Like, 2 hours, watch TV, and then I'll pass out. But what always freaking happens is I check my watch and it's like midnight or 1 a.m. And I'm like, I did it again. And my job typically starts at 8:30, so I gotta like get up by 7:30 at the latest. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I'm yawning so much. I literally lost my train of thought with that yawn. I just have a horrible schedule. I followed everywhere. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I honestly just stream and am on social media so much because one, I don't really know how to make friends in person. I think I'm really bad for like constantly communicating with people. Like that sounds weird. In stream, no problem. But in person, it's like it's just I've been getting better at it, but I'm just kind of bad at like talking to people. Like I'm like really socially awkward. So, yeah, live streaming is kind of just how I connect with people and make friends. And who some people they're like, that's weird. That's like having a parasocial relationship. And I'm like, well, I guess so. I guess I'm just the type of person who streams to have parasocial relationships with internet people because like I've been friends with some people online for like 10 years. And I do hope to meet them one day because it's like they chill. They super chill. I know that there's a lot of things about the internet now where it's kind of like for profit and this and that. But at the end of the day, I started using the internet because I was just lonely. I was like, what the fuck? How do people have social networks and like friend groups? So that's why I stream to kind of try to have that and talk about things. I haven't even laid down. Oh, fucking A. That's fair. Fuck, I'm so sorry. I typically don't yawn this much. I'm not bored. I am like I could go over what's been happening lately. It's been the one thing that I said where I go to bed and then I stay up until midnight or 1 a.m. But at the same time, too, like last month, I was traveling back to back. Like every weekend, I was either going to Calgary or New York. Let me tell you, you don't think that the time zone's gonna really fuck you up, and then you get back and you're like, oh, okay. And I had to go right back to work too, so it's just like, okay, we're gonna power through it. So I try to get extra sleep on my days off if I can. I mean, that's just the modern world. It's true. Like, okay, here's the catch, right? I tell people that I stream the first so I started streaming 10 years ago, not on Twitch, not on YouTube. I started streaming on LiveMe. If anyone knows LiveMe, loved that platform. Okay, that was like my when it came out, that's when I started streaming. um but back then, when I told people I streamed, they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" And then, like, right before I dropped out of school, I'd sometimes live stream at school, and people are like, "What the fuck are you doing, Sequoia?" And I'm like, "I'm live streaming. I'm talking to my friends." And they're like, "What do you mean? You're talking to random people on the internet?" I'm like, "No, you don't understand. These are my friends." And now, in 2025, I typically avoid telling people I live stream because the first question they ask is, "How many followers do you have?" I'm like, really? You view everything as a numbers game at this point? I remember 10 years ago, I was getting made fun of, and people didn't even know what live streaming was, and they were like, you're fucking weird. And now it's like, oh my gosh, you live stream? Like, do you have followers? Like, could I like go on and like promo my shit? It's like, no, it's not like that. Like there's been girls I've brought on to stream that I was like kind of befriending, like getting to know, and then I bring them on stream and all they do is try to like promo their Instagram, promo their like Snapchat, and I'm like, okay, but like, do you plan on befriending these people or do you just want numbers? And I just want numbers. And I'm like, okay, well my stream isn't for that. And then some of them would go as far as to flirt with people in my streams, and I'm like, now this is awkward for me because I know you're not genuine about being flirty with these people, and I like seriously consider these people my friends. So I kind of unfriended a lot of people, partly because of stuff like that, where I'm like, this is too fucking weird, man. So now I'm like, streaming is just special. Streaming's special to me. Not everyone feels that way, but that's okay. I see no issue with it. Exactly. As long as you're safe. Safety's key. I mean, I do have a habit of doxing myself. This is a point that's been touched on multiple times. I accidentally dox myself. I don't intend to. I haven't traveled in a minute. I'm jealous. If you could travel anywhere, where are the places that you want to travel? And have you traveled? Like, where have you traveled in the past? I've never heard of that. That's such weird behavior. People are interesting, and this is why I feel like, especially as a girl, it's really hard to befriend other girls because there's this big thing of just like using each other in a way. Like, especially too, like I do modeling. And people that I meet through modeling, like there's either girls that are literally super chill and kind of do it for the same reason I did, where like they struggle to talk to people, they had really bad anxiety. Like 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I couldn't go anywhere by myself. Like I was literally a shut in hermit talking to my counselors about how I have a fear of crowds and I have a fear of people, and I can't leave my house for more than 30 minutes without having a panic attack so bad that I like have to go back home and I can't go to town alone. To the point now where I'm traveling to like complete cities elsewhere by myself. So I will say, some people hear modeling and they're like, oh, you vain. But for me, it's saved me from the person who I was, which was terrified of other human beings. But the point I was getting at is there's some girls that have like kind of been similar with that, and they've been super nice with modeling. Lily Rosa, thanks for subscribing. How you doing? Happy Mirror Moyer Wednesday/Thursday. How's your day been treating you so far? Whereabouts are you from? Um, and then there's occasionally, the girls you come across that just kind of like use you to like make connections, or like use you to like complain about stuff and see if like, did you get into that show too? Did you not get into that show? Kind of where it's like competitive almost. And I'm like, oh, what is this? I don't like this vibe. one issue, I'm scared to fly. So like there's places I want to travel that I can't. I will say flying can be fucking scary. I flew to London, was it 3 or 4 years ago? Something like that with my sister. Terrible trip, by the way. And which I could go into that. I've shared that story a lot. I got beef. I got beef with that trip. The turbulence was so bad. Me and my sister woke up from our nap because we literally dropped and everyone's food like went up, which I'd never had happen on a plane before. It was such bad turbulence. We got woken up and we like low-key kind of thought that the plane was like meow. So that was not fun. I can understand being scared to fly, but I don't have anything specific. I like to see nature. I want to see the Grand Canyon. Yo, you got to see the Grand Canyon. I'm going to be so for real. I've decided that taking classes and things I'm interested in has brought into my in real life social circle. As long as you do stuff you're interested in or curious about, you meet people with similar interests. That's just my 2 cents. I will say, I do think it depends on where you live as well. Cause like definitely with modeling, I think that's how I've kind of found like some people, but at the same time too, I live in a relatively small town that's mainly like retirement kind of vibe. So whenever I have gone and done hobbies, because like I'll go out and I'll try to take different courses or different classes, there isn't really anyone that I can like connect with, I feel like. And for a long time, I really think because I was just so socially awkward. Like streaming has helped me reteach myself how to talk to people, which sounds weird because it's kind of like, not that it's one sided, but like I read chat and then I respond, right? But it's helped me understand how you're supposed to ask questions because I would never talk about myself. Which sounds so weird because I'm like, well, if you're talking to other people, you just ask them questions about themselves. But when people ask you questions, you're actually supposed to share stuff. I always thought like, oh no, that's vain. Like no one wants to hear what I have to say, blah blah blah. And then I realized, how do you have a conversation with someone if they're giving you nothing to carry the conversation with? Like I'm good at texting, I'm good at talking like this, and I was lacking in the social skill of actually sharing about myself in person because I was so caught up in my head that it was selfish, when in reality, if you talk about things, people then have things to connect to, and there's like obviously a balance to it. But yeah, took me a while to understand that, not gonna lie. Wait, are we the same person? I was the same way. Crippling social anxiety, couldn't even go around crowds or anything. My dad had to go with me everywhere. I'm not even kidding you. Okay, here's I'm gonna share something super embarrassing. So I didn't know how to use any of the gym equipment, right? At my local gym. And there was a course that kind of sounded as if it was to teach you how to use the gym and the gym equipment. So I signed up and I show up in person, and like mind you, I'm 23, so this is when I was like 21, 22, probably around there. And it's a whole bunch of teenagers. And the guy's like, "So what school are you from?" And I'm like, "I don't go to school. I'm an adult." He's like, "Oh, you do realize this course is for people who are like under 16 to allow them to use the gym without a parent?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I just didn't know how to use the equipment or how like really going to a gym in person works." So here's the cherry on top. A girl who I've had an interesting history with in high school was at the gym when I was going through this course, and her friend kept looking at me and seeing me with all these like underage 16-year-olds and the instructor teaching me stuff, and they were like talking about me and why I was doing that course. So I wanted to go back to the gym that day, but I was so fucking scared to go back because I didn't want to run into them and I didn't want like any like, questions, whatever. So I went home and I begged my dad to go to the gym with me. And he agreed. He finally caved in. But like, as a 21, 22-year-old who like accidentally took a course for people under 16 and then goes to the gym with their father because they're scared. Yeah, I've came a long way in like a year, 2 years. I'm fucking so thankful for that. because I couldn't go anywhere without him. It was bad. And then too, he'd understand, like, when I'm in public, if I got really overwhelmed, I'd like start like, I don't know how to word it. I'd like shake my hands, or I'd like do things like this and like stop my feet. Like, it was weird, but it was the only way I could deal with the anxiety of like the feeling inside that was like, you have to get home right now. Cause I knew obviously I couldn't just teleport back home. So my dad was like really good for just driving me back home when I needed to. But now I'm traveling by myself. Like, it's just progress. It's also why I stream too, to see my progress over the years. You aren't helping my fears. No, I'm sorry. I live in a retirement area as well. The vibes are super tough to connect with. I will say, if you can find things that push you out of your small town, you probably will find more people to connect with. I didn't realize how many people were in the bigger cities that I'm like, oh, yeah, I could totally hang out with you type dealio. Or else one thing, like for example, for me with the modeling, that was my childhood dream. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to do this. And now I'm like, fuck it. It's now or never. Like, I'm gonna live my whole life being like, why didn't I do this? And it's actually worked out. So I will say, if you can think back to the things you wanted to do when you were a kid, and now that you have like adult time and money and like ability to do those things, I'd say full send and do all the things that your childhood self wanted to do. Even if maybe you're like, it's kind of weird or whatever, just go for it and see. Like, I know I really, really was into parkour and like end of the world shit. So I want to look into taking a parkour class so I can learn how to climb buildings. And I also discovered LARPing, which is live action role playing, which is like adult make believe, which I loved playing make believe as a kid, but like LARPing takes it up a level because it's like you're a full grown adult now. Like, everyone's got like systems and there's like in-game currency, but it's in person, is kind of based on D&D, and like you fight each other with like swords and like arrows, and it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, that was my one embarrassing gym story. There's a couple things that over the years I'm like, I give myself secondhand embarrassment, but I'm like, no, Sequoia, power through. Last year I went to a college football game with 100K people in the stadium. So honestly, the glow up is real. Let's go. Let's go. I'm glad to hear that. My biggest thing that always helped me whenever I was in crowds, looking for the exits, knowing all the exits. But when I told people that, they're like, oh, so you just know where the emergency exits are. And I'm like, no, no, no. End of the world, doomsday prepper, zombie apocalypse brain has me thinking about the exits that most people wouldn't take. So if they got overcrowded with people trying to leave, like trampling over each other, the vents. Where are all the vent systems? Where's somewhere you can climb up high in case a zombie outbreak happens instantly? Like, shit like that is what I'd focus on and look for when I got really anxious in like big crowds of people. Because it's like, obviously everyone's gonna go for the emergency exits. Like, I told this to a counselor and she literally thought I just meant emergency exits. And I'm like, no, girl, my emergency exits, not the generic ones for everyone. My emergency exits. Yeah. The dying light type shit for real. Butter my pancakes. How are you doing? But I'm glad you've gotten better. I feel you 100%. It's cool seeing others went through the same thing and also got through it. Honestly, it's like the worst fucking feeling because it feels like you'll never get out of it, right? Like, when you're in the thick of it, you're like, holy fuck, this is the rest of my life now. And then one day you like keep pushing yourself so much. Like, I remember I went to Vancouver, if anyone knows Vancouver, like the big city. And I went there for my birthday. I remember I literally cried on live stream. Cause this is what I do when I was in public there. Okay, so I planned it all out. I ended up paying for a ticket to go like from all these different club places with this like organization group. And I remember standing outside of where I was supposed to meet for the first place, and I called my dad crying, being like, I have such bad anxiety, like I'm gonna walk in there and like I'm gonna have to go find the person to talk to the point where I hung up the phone. I was crying on live stream, being like, people don't understand like just how freaking lonely it is when you don't have friends, especially when it's something like your birthday and you're all alone. Actually, no, I Snapchatted it, I think. I was like, and you're just kind of all alone trying to like seem like you're not sad or like you're fitting in with groups, but or like you're fitting in, then you see everyone else with their friends, and like in this day and age especially, people have their groups they go out with. And I've tried, like, talking to girls and stuff, and like seeing if they wanted to hang out or if I could join their like clubbing group, and they always just like don't want to, because they're there looking for like guys to go home and sleep with. They're not looking for friends to go dance and party with type stuff. At least that's been my experience. I remember I went up to these girls and I was like, "Oh, what are you guys drinking?" Because I was curious. I'm like, I want to try a new drink. And so they told me. That's how I found out about the pineapple in Malibu. And so I ordered that myself. But when I asked them that, they were almost acting as if I was like trying to hit on them. And I was like, no, that was not my intent. I was just trying to socialize. I did not do that. So yeah. Anyways, I ran all the way home. Leslie Peters, thanks for subscribing. How are you doing? Happy Mirror Moyer Wednesday, Thursday. But yeah, I literally ran as fast as I could to grab all my stuff out of the hostel I was staying in to hop on the last ferry back home, and I was sprinting. Like, I ran 5 kilometers through Vancouver in a dress, in my little heels, sobbing hysterically, screaming at the top of my lungs, I don't want to be in this city anymore. And people are looking at me like I was a crazy person. So yeah. Yes, I still do that by instinct. Bathrooms and exits. Exactly. Except I'm not thinking about, oh, see, zombies always in the back of my mind. Popping by. Spider-Man is the ultimate parkour artist. He really is. Man, if I could just swing from webs, I would have no issues escaping very serious situations. You got 4 12-hour shifts in the ER? Holy crap. Yo, that's brutal. Are you like packing when you're off of your 12-hour shifts? I actually never went to counseling, believe it or not. Eventually, I just found ways to get myself through. I will say, I tried so many different types of counseling. I tried a million different types of counseling. And yeah, just putting yourself through it, which sounds kind of fucked up, is what works. I had a panic attack once at the movie theater. It was on the 3rd floor and the movie was super loud. I don't know. I just had to get out of there, so I left. Hey, that's fair. Okay, maybe, I don't know if I should say this or not. My biggest fear anytime in movie theaters, I always look over my shoulder because I'm like, everyone's so vulnerable in a movie theater. Like, we're all facing the same direction away from the door. I'm like, anyone could walk in here right now. So I'm always checking whenever I watch a movie because I get a little bit paranoid, especially if it's a scary movie. In the movie theater, I'm like, bro, this would be the perfect moment during a scream scene for someone to like kill someone and no one would know until after the movie, I'm so sorry. That's so fucking, but that's what I worry about. Roberto Regalada. Hey, how are you? Question mark. I don't know how to feel about that. Is that review touch USA emoji in that chat? What? Girls can be hella mean too. My girlfriend tells me girls can be brutal to each other. Here's the problem, is I looked up to a lot of girls and they just wanted to beat me down. But I genuinely looked up to them. And I'm scared to compliment girls now because I complimented girls when I was in grade 8 and I told them that their makeup looked really pretty because it did. And they laughed at me. I was in grade 8, bro. They were in grade 12. Of course, I didn't know how to do my makeup. And instead of just saying, like, oh, thank you so much, they laughed at me because I looked like a clown because I didn't know how to do my freaking makeup. And to this day, I'm, like, always scared to give people compliments because I'm scared they're just gonna laugh at me. Maybe just a little crazy, but that's okay. Cadence Hasten, how are you? Hey, it's me. I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Shit is back with a friend. Well, I gotta bounce. I have an early morning. Nice meeting you and everybody in stream. Peace out. Dancing Dog 60. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Thanks for the bits again. I hope you have a lovely day tomorrow. And hopefully I'll talk to you in the future at some time. But happy Mirror Moyer Wednesday, Thursday. Hey, at least you don't live in America. We worry about the same. I will say, yeah, that's kind of one thing that, like, Canada's a little bit chiller for stuff like that. Girl, you gotta pull their wig. They weren't wearing any. Although, too, it's like when you have the grade 12s, coming down on the grade 8 that I was, you're kind of just like, ooh, I done fucked up. Because you're like, here's the thing, we don't have middle school where I live. So you're 12 to 13 going into high school with 18-year-olds. Which, okay, I'm not going to share that. I was a troublemaker when I was like 12, 13. But also I was chill as fuck. I said hi to everyone. I was chill. And then life went downhill. Because a girl decided to make me the target of her bullying because she didn't like how popular I was. Even though I wasn't trying to be popular, I was just nice to everyone. And then being kind to everyone led to me being the target to be picked on. And then that's why I dropped out of school. And then that's why I live streamed, because I just locked myself in my house and was like, no, we're not gonna go outside and deal with that. I'm good hiding here. I had one girl joke when I thought she was my friend. I told her my dog died, and she told everyone that my family ate our dog. That shit really hurt. I loved that dog so much. I no one believed her, but like it's the premises. Yes, I'm packing while I'm off my shifts. I could use a skull emoji. I would have dropped it hella in chat right now. 4 straight shifts. That's fucked. That is so fucked. Peace, Cadence? What? Lol? Ooh, the school around me is K to 12 in one building? Yo, that's brutal. No, that's actually too insane. You got 5-year-olds with 18-year-olds? Buddy, when I was in school, it was divided. I had a retired military instructor as my first grade teacher. She strained me the hell out. You know who taught me some manners? Like, I always had manners, but like, my ballet teacher, I had a very strict ballet teacher, and I remember I yawned in class one day, and she's like, "That's so rude. Like, didn't your parents teach you to cover your hand with your mouth when you yawn?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Really? They didn't teach you any manners?" So that's when I learned you cover your mouth when you yawn. Like, there is so many just like technical, which I love her. I will say this, okay? I love her. She's an amazing dance teacher. She's, we all get our bad days sometimes, but at the same time too, she taught me some very crucial manners that I didn't know were for the most part commonplace. Which I don't cover my mouth when I yawn on live stream. But like if I'm in public and there's people around, don't do that. I mean, you can tell I'm yawning still, but like it's still. Um. Oh, I'm thinking about live streaming because of the same reason. That's crazy. You should. No, I will say honestly, live streaming has healed the loneliness. That sounds so fucked up. When I say that, that's not coming. I swear it's not coming from a desperate place. I think that's also why I put people off too, because to a certain degree, I was really happy spending time with myself, right, and became my own best friend. And then that goes on for so long that then you kind of start to get a little desperate for friends. And I think people can pick up on that. And then I think that pushes people away. So through streaming, I feel like I have a friend group, so I don't feel like desperate for in-person friends anymore. I'm back to being like very content, just kind of chilling with myself, talking with my friends online, on live stream. But I do think that there was a point where people were picking up on that, and that's also why too. You guys saw that light behind me, right? Like in the window, right there. Oh, it's cars driving by. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. Um, but yeah, I was a troublemaker in school before that. I wasn't a troublemaker because I was too scared to be around people because I just panic. See, I also wonder sometimes too, is I started, well, I don't anymore, but I smoked weed when I was really young. And I think that played a little bit of a role into my anxiety of people and stuff. I didn't know you weren't supposed to sip loudly. Just learned it recently. No, yeah, there's oh shit, what's the thing? Or like this okay, maybe this one's a given, but I honestly like eating with my hands, okay? Sue me. I like eating with my hands. And my mom would always be like, Sequoia, you're eating like a caveman. Use your utensils. And I'm like, no. Like this is how you eat food though. Like, come on. Which like I get in some cases, whatever. There's other cases though, I'm like, you use utensils for this? Really? Nah, this finger food. This finger food. Though caveman style is really the way food tastes. Okay, I'm not even kidding you. Try it out. Start eating shit with a fork and a knife properly, right? I don't care what it is, how messy it is, mac and cheese, like friggin' okay, maybe not cereal or soup, but like, you know, like lasagna, shepherd's pie, eat it with a fork and knife, and then try eating it with your hands. And tell me that there isn't a difference. Tell me that it is not more satisfying to eat it with your hands. Is it messier? Yeah. But does it feel weirdly more fulfilling and like, I don't know how to word it, but like fun to eat your food with your hands? I literally I cannot be taken out to nice restaurants. I can't. It's embarrassing, but at the same time, food tastes better. Hey, I swears it. Credence and Mikey, hey, how you doing? Happy Mirror Moyer Wednesday, Thursday. How you doing? Where are you from? Finger food? Yeah, you're canceled. I mean, with like buffalo chicken wings, they are baller. I mean, any like thing. Okay, again, if it's too liquidy, you gotta use. But like, if you're eating like pickled stuff out of a jar, just like use your fingers instead of using a fork. I don't know why. Maybe it is just me. But until you guys try it and get back to me on confirmation whether or not I'm the only one, like that'll be the telltale sign. I also remember one time we had this like Egyptian meal. There's this guy from Egypt. He was at my mom's cousin's house. Like my mom's cousin. Not my cousin. And she'd be like my second cousin then or something. And he made an Egyptian dinner. It was like chicken, and it was like amazing chicken with rice and everything. Everyone ate with their hands. They like laid what was it? They laid tinfoil down on the whole table and just dumped the rice and the chicken and the sauces and everything on the table, and you just ate with your hands. You like you grabbed your portion and then you ate with your hands. Everyone washed their hands before, everyone washed their hands after. It was so good. And ever since that day, eating with my hands has literally just like been game changing. He explained too that the natural oils on your hands help you digest the food better. And I'm gonna believe that and use that as my excuse if anyone ever fucking asks me why I like eating with my hands. That's now my go-to. That is now my go-to. With hands, I mean, I toast my Lunchables. I don't know if I've ever actually had Lunchables before. I also realized that the bunnies are outside. I mean, with like buffalo chicken wings, sorry, I already read that. Hey, you know the ooh.ooh thing or the ooh_ooh? I tried to add that to my email address. Terrible idea. Now people think that it's zero. I mean, now people think that it's O's. They don't understand that I was trying to add an emoji to my email address. Don't do that. So everyone's like, what the fuck is your email address? And it's like, I added an emoji at the end. Can you not tell? It's cute. It's so cute. Here, I don't know if this will show up in chat for everyone, but this is the emoji that I was trying to do. You know what I mean? Oh, it will show up for everyone. You know, it's like the little like meow with like the nose and then the wide eyes. I think most people are just like, girl, change your email address. Because I use it for everything. And it's like, that's not professional, but it's fine. It's me. Oh, yeah. Also, if you're just joining too, here's my butterfly friend that landed on me. I gave him a real flower. Hi, buddy. But I don't know if he's wanting to eat. I tried giving him some honey water. He didn't want that either, though. Hey, are we still doing okay? Oh, I think he was sleeping. I think he was sleeping. This is him. I researched what kind of butterfly he was. I'm gonna try again with the honey water in the morning. But like, yeah, I'm gonna let him go back to sleep. He landed on me and he didn't want to let go. So he is now my best friend. And yes, those are fake flowers that he is in with the real daisy, because none of the flowers I had outside or like downstairs were like strong enough or big enough to hold him. But I think he's happy. I hope he's happy. I'm also trying to heat him up a little bit in case he got cold out there, because it was really windy. He was on the side of the road and it was super windy, and he's just getting blown around. So he couldn't fly or nothing. So I picked him up. He like walked right on my hand, and then he was chilling like in my jacket and like crawling up and down my dress the whole time I walked. And then he'd think he'd be fine to fly, and he'd try to, and it'd be too windy still. So then I like brought him to places where it wasn't windy to drop him off so he could chill out, and he didn't want to. He just crawled further up my hand. So I gave him like a whole bunch of different flowers that he could have landed on and stuff like that. Like my grandma's got a huge garden. He didn't want any of the flowers. He wanted to stay on me. So he was on my hand for like over an hour. And I was like, "Hey buddy, I got to put you on something. I can't wash my face for bed. I can't research you online," because that was my big thing, is I wanted to look into him to see. And I don't know, I can't tell if he's dying or if he's cold or if he's hungry. So that's why I got the flower with nectar, honey water in the morning, heat him up inside my house. And I'm gonna update if he flies or if he just passes away or what. Like, I don't want to fuck with him, but at the same time too, like I kind of want him to. Hey buddy, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Here. Oop, come here. Hey. Trying to figure out. Trying to position himself. Okay, he's resting. I will let you rest, little guy. He's very pretty though. This is fun watching while eating my ketchup chips. Oh, lucky. Do butterflies get cold? They do. They do get cold, and apparently they do hibernate. This guy only has a 2-week long lifespan, though, I discovered upon researching him, which is one of the shorter lifespans of a butterfly. So I'd imagine there is a good chance he's dying. But I like to stay positive for him, because he's so cute. And I've been on such a journey with him. Like, I don't want to, like, fuck him up or anything. Hopefully this is fine. Sorry, buddy. But look how pretty he is. He got some color to him. His wings aren't fucked up or anything, though. I know that for fact, because I kind of looked them over briefly. I'm keeping the light out of his eyes. But yeah, I think he's just passing away. Possibly. I'm glad I found him. Is it a butterfly or a moth? It's a butterfly. Maybe this is bad to say. I used Google. I like took a photo of him, and then I highlighted it, and then I asked what type of butterfly it was, and it told me it was a. Butterfly's got way too fancy names. Lorquin's Admiral. This guy. Lorquin's Admiral. Most commonly found where I live, with a 2-week lifespan. Hey, buddy. Okay. He's good. He's gonna chill. He's gonna hang out. Yeah, he's lucky to have you taking care of him. Gabriel Harryman, how are you? Most people looked at me like I was crazy. I even had a couple people fucking yell at me. I don't know what they said, but they yelled at me when I was walking down the road, because I must have looked like a sketchy crackhead, because I was walking like this. And I was walking backwards, but he was like in my coat right here and then flying up and down me, so I had to like protect him from the wind and do this, because he would have just blown right off me. Like, it was so windy and there's so many cars driving by. I was like, fuck, sir, this is gonna be a long walk. So what was like a 20-minute walk one way was a 45-minute to an hour-long walk going back the other way, because I was walking backwards for most of it. protecting him. But it is almost 11. Isn't that crazy? How I was like, guys, this won't be a very long stream, I promise. It's been a 45-minute stream, which isn't that long, don't get me wrong. I typically, I always say this now, it's just because I'm working all the time. Typically when I stream, it's a minimum of like 2 to 3 hours. I don't know what's been going on. I've just been so tired. I had a baby squirrel when I was younger. I found and helped. Oh, I love that. Did he ever come back and visit you? Did he remember you? That's the one thing I wondered, was like, if I rescued this guy and he does just fly away, is he gonna remember my face? I don't know if every animal has that ability. 1:42 a.m. here? Holy crap. Yeah, I could not stay up that late. I used to be able to. I want to have like 2 or 3 days off in a row so I can just do an overnight stream. Because there's a lot of games I've been wanting to play, but they're not good to play in the light. Like, it kind of sucks to play them in the daytime. But I might hop off here, try to get some sleep, check in on Butterfly in the morning. Also probably do an early morning live stream. He did once, and yeah, it's a bit late in on. I don't know why you were on my front page, but hi Rami. A couple people have been saying that actually. I'm sorry. I don't know why it popped up on your front page. I guess YouTube's like, girl, we're gonna push you to random people. Which I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch right now. But I don't know why I felt like sharing that. I did apparently. I am like super tired, kind of half sleep deprived. I would talk more. I would ask more questions. I would have more to learn from, about, around everyone, everything. But I need to get some sleep because my brain is starting to not function. So I am gonna probably hop off. I gotta go make sure the bunnies are good and tucked in. I own 3 rabbits, by the way. That's the other thing. If you didn't know, I own 3 bunnies. I love them to death. In the summer, because it gets so hot though, I have like an enclosed area outside with a hutch. I do not lock them in the hutch. They have their enclosed area. It's got netting over top. It's like a big runaround area. It's got like, the grass growing, and then they've dug tunnels under my house. Love that for them. So they have like a hidey place they can go, because they don't like hiding in the cage thing. That's really just there if they want to hop up and play in something, which they don't really like doing. So I just let them. They free roam in my house in the winter, and I used to let them just free roam in my house every evening, and then I realized they kind of fucking hated me for that in the summer, because they're like, it's hot in here, so they just roll around outside. That sounds weird. I have one bunny. She got a little bit of disabilities, so she kind of rolls a bit. Like, she runs around, but then she kind of rolls. And she does not have awkwardness or whatever it is that most rabbits have that cause that. I've taken her to the vets before. I've gotten her tested, and she doesn't actually have that. So she hangs out with 2 other bunnies, Arrow and Mumukin. The roly-poly oly one is named Evie. And yeah, they just live a happy life together. Which, if she did have the colonius, whatever you think thing, then it would have passed on to my other rabbits as well. But they've been together now for 2 or 3 years, and they've never ever gotten anything. So I think she just has a little bit of neurological issues, which is like really, really expensive to confirm. Because they, like, I talked to the vet about it, and it's like you have to drive down to the bigger city, and then it's a kind of expensive procedure, and I just don't want to put her through that stress. I'd rather she just live her happy little life. I have had people tell, I had one girl that I used to, okay, I'm sorry, this is another story time. I had one girl that I used to be friends with, know nothing about my rabbit, ask me nothing about my life recently. We just like stopped kind of talking, because all she would do is gossip about other people, and I would call her out on it, and I'm like, I ain't about that life. And so we just kind of stopped hanging out naturally. And then out of the blue, like 2 years later, she sent me a message telling me I should kill my rabbit, and I'm a terrible person for keeping that rabbit alive. and that apparently I have wild rabbits. She sent me a whole video too that was like a Instagram video talking about how cruel it is to keep wild rabbits as pets, which I do not have wild rabbits. I have two rabbits that look like cows. They're like domesticated rabbits that I rescued from the side of the road, and another rabbit that came from a meat farm that I rescued from the meat farm. So she never even like asked me about like where my rabbits came from and stuff. Like I spent 5 hours rescuing the two cow looking rabbits on the side of the road to save them from traffic and dogs and eagles. And like people with their dogs kept letting the dogs chase the bunnies while I was actively trying to rescue them. So I had to talk to the owners and be like, hey, I get your dogs on a leash. This isn't cute. I'm actually trying to rescue these bunnies right now. If we could maybe just like, keep the dog away from the bunnies. And they were just like, oh, yeah, okay. But then they like wouldn't. So then I'd have to like restart the effort again. Anyways, it was a conundrum. I saved the bunnies though. But yeah, I was just like, that's crazy for people to jump to conclusions and not even just ask and be like, hey, like, what type of rabbits do you have? Like, where'd you get your rabbits from? Instead, just be like, she's keeping wild rabbits captive and keeping a bunny that's miserable alive. I would never do that. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I overshare. I'm sorry. Just thought I'd share that. Anyways, I'm going to go tuck the bunnies in. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day / evening, depending what time it is for you. I'll be live again tomorrow because tomorrow's my day off. But I hope you have a good one. Bye. Nandia Stelbenyo.